Bonsoir à tous. It's such a joy to be with you tonight. It's Saturday today, though I think most of us have no idea what this means anymore. Weekend and week are exactly the same. And in France, just as a fun fact, tonight we're changing times, so tomorrow you have to be careful with the time. I don't know if you are changing time as well. Maybe if you are in Europe, you might. If you are in other countries outside of it, you might not. But don't forget that because tomorrow it will still be at 7:15 p.m. Paris time. But this Paris time might be different for you. So please check this out tomorrow. And if you don't know, you can just go to the Commune Française YouTube channel and click on video as usual and just see when it's going to happen because you have the video telling you it's in 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, or maybe 3 minutes. So check it out. I don't want anyone to miss it by accident. So you can put a note on your notebook or your phone to check this out tomorrow. I hope you are fine. I think more and more countries in the world are implementing quarantine for everybody, confinement. Here in France, they just announced yesterday evening that we are on for 2 weeks more at least, which I think is going to be more than that. So we are here for the long run, and I will still have time to finish maybe this fairy tale. And if we don't finish the fairy tale, we can always ask for more time in confinement so we can finish it together. As usual, I wish all the best to all the people working on the front line, the doctors, the nurses, the cleaners, all the people working in the food industry, in the hospital industry, and people who have to work for different reasons. Please take care, good luck, and we thank you very, 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 very much. So what happened yesterday? Do you remember? We saw that, so the princess pierced her hand, and the good fairy heard. Now, the good fairy was away from the castle, but this is what is happening today. Mais elle en fut avertie en un instant par un petit nain qui avait des bottes de 7 lieues. If you understand French, this is a big relief. C'étaient des bottes avec lesquelles on faisait 7 lieues d'une seule enjambée. La fée partit aussitôt et on la vit au bout d'1 heure arriver dans un chariot tout de feu traîné par des dragons. Le roi lui alla présenter la main à la descente du chariot. Elle approuva tout ce qu'il avait fait, mais comme elle était grandement prévoyante, elle pensa que quand la princesse viendrait à se réveiller, elle serait bien embarrassée toute seule dans ce vieux château. Voici ce qu'elle fit. So we can expect another cliffhanger for tonight. So let's try to understand, well, not try, just understand what is happening tonight. I told you, I don't read ahead, so I don't know what's happening. And even for me, it's very, very exciting to read the fairy tale because I know the Disney version, but I didn't know this one of these original versions from Charles Perrault, and it's very good. So let's read this sentence together. Are you ready? Mais elle en fut avertie en un instant par un petit nain qui avait des bottes de 7 lieues. C'étaient des bottes avec lesquelles on faisait 7 lieues d'une seule enjambée. Ooh. So what was the beginning of the sentence? It was that the good fairy who had saved the life of the princess by condemning her to sleep for 100 years instead of dying, which is pretty good, it was in the kingdom of Mataquin, 12,000 leagues away when the accident happened to the princess. So this is what's happening next. Mais is but. I assume you kind of probably know this one already, but who knows? That is the security code to check out my app, so you might not know that. So mais is but. It's a temporary code, so if you're a hacker, it's of no use to you. Okay, don't try to hack my account with this number. Mais elle en fut avertie. But she got. What did I wrote when I wrote? What did I write when I prepared the lesson for you? It was warn. Yes, of course. Avertir is to warn. Okay. Avertir is to warn. Here, elle en fut avertie. It means she got warned. And le en is about the accident that we saw yesterday, which is just above. L'accident arriva à la princesse. Okay, so l'accident here is referred in le en. Mais elle en fut avertie. So here we can already put these two liaisons because they are pretty obvious when you hear them. Mais elle en fut avertie en un instant, in one instant, par un petit nain. So here, petit is small and nain is a dwarf. We can even say une naine. So un nain, une naine is a dwarf. And here, obviously, you have a repetition because un nain is someone who is very small. Well, it's a sickness, but here in this fairy tale, it's someone who is very small, and petit is the repetition of this feature. So we say un petit nain. He could have said un nain. Par un petit nain. Qui avait des bottes de 7 lieues, who had boots of 7 leagues. Les bottes de 7 lieues, you probably have those in your own language because fairy tales are not something that is specific to one language or even one culture. This is something that spreads, and it's very interesting to read out on how these fairy tales are spread in the world and how they're structured. They are structured, and les bottes de 7 lieues is probably something that you have in your own culture, and it is those boots that you can do 7 leagues with. C'était des bottes, it was boots, c'était des bottes, avec lesquelles, with which, so here, lesquelles, we have a a feminine plural, because we're talking about des bottes, and des bottes are feminine and plural. Avec lesquelles, with which, we, or one, or they could do 7 leagues en une enjambée. I have to be honest, enjambée, I had to check it out because I don't know the words for I know enjambée in French, but I didn't know the word, and it is a stride. A stride. So if you're walking, you're just doing strides, and this is one stride. However, une enjambée is not very useful in your life in modern French, but the verb enjamber is something that you can imagine if you're thinking about someone walking. And enjamber is to step over or to step across. Here, my English is not good enough to tell you which one it is, but you have this idea. Or for example, enjamber un ruisseau. It's a small river. When you're walking in the mountain, for example, and enjamber un ruisseau is to step across or over a little river. So you have this idea because here you have the boots that you can that can cover a big amount of space in a few strides. So you can imagine this person, this little dwarf walking very, very fast because he can do 7 leagues in one stride. So I'm going to let you imagine what this is, if it's over or across. At the time I'm recording this, I don't know, but you can easily know because that's your own language. Enjamber, and this is more useful to you than une enjambée, which is a stride, because enjambée is something that you can use if you're walking in the nature, for example, for some wood fallen on the path or a little river or something, whatever you need to step over. So enjamber. C'était des bottes avec lesquelles on faisait 7 lieues d'une seule enjambée, with one stride. Let's look at les liaisons now. Mais elle en fut avertie en un instant. Here, very easy one, en un instant, par un petit nain qui avait des bottes de 7 lieues. C'était des bottes avec lesquelles... C'était des bottes avec lesquelles... Non. C'était des bottes avec lesquelles on... Non. Avec lesquelles on faisait 7 lieues d'une seule enjambée. Here I'm really doubling down on trying to find them, so this is why I pronounce them wrong in order to see in my mouth if they actually make sense. Okay, so don't try to think that I'm hiding the liaison from you. It's just that I need to say it to know if it makes sense. So let's read this one together. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. And let's read this one again. Mais elle en fut avertie en un instant par un petit nain qui avait des bottes de 7 lieues. C'était des bottes avec lesquelles on faisait 7 lieues d'une seule enjambée. Here the en in ange et ambe are the same. These are the same sounds. Okay, you don't have to think that you have to say them differently. Enjambé, exactly the same sound, so nothing to worry about. Even though the en sound is a bit tricky, that is something I know. So let's look at the next sentence and see what happens. Ready? La fée partit aussitôt et on la vit au bout d'une heure arriver dans un chariot tout de feu traîné par des dragons. Do you want to read that again with me? 1, 2, 3. La fée partit aussitôt et on la vit au bout d'une heure arriver dans un chariot tout de feu traîné par des dragons. Okay, so la fée is a fairy, partir is partir au passé simple, partir is to leave or to go, partir, aussitôt is right away. Aussitôt is right away. Immediately, immediately is a little bit better. I'm going to put immediately. Is it like that? Yes. So here you can notice 2 words in aussitôt. Aussi is as well, and tôt is early. So as well as early, literally, and this means immediately. And both work. I mean, you could have aussi in a sentence to mean as well, and tôt in a sentence to mean early. But obviously, they form one noun, no, not a noun, one word here. La fée partit aussitôt. Here we have une liaison. Et on la vit, and they saw her, because here again it is this generic on that we saw everywhere in le conte, just as le passé simple, it is everywhere. On la vit, we saw her. Voir is, I'm going to put this the other way. Au passé simple. Vie is voir au passé simple. Au bout d'une heure, at the end of an hour, after an hour later. Okay, what matters here is au bout de, at the end of. Okay, so this applies to different things. It applies to more than what I'm just going to mention now because I don't want you mixed up. So it can be about time. So for example, il est arrivé 5 minutes après, what can we say? Après le départ du train. Oh, that's bad. He arrived 5 minutes after the train left. Or this is for time, which is exactly as au bout d'une heure. But it can be about space. For example, tu trouveras ma boîte aux lettres. So that is my mailbox. You will find my mailbox au bout du chemin, at the end of the lane. You will find my mailbox at the end of the lane. Okay, I'm going to put. Oh, that's got this wrong. Au bout de la rue. I'm going to put de la rue so you have the de. Why did I read that? Why did I read that? That's wrong. Il est arrivé au bout de 5 minutes. Sorry. Il m'a appelé. Puis, il est arrivé au bout de 5 minutes. Okay. So he called me and then he arrived after 5 minutes. Il m'a appelé puis il est arrivé au bout de 5 minutes. It's not the best sentence I ever wrote in my life, but this is what shows you that we can use au bout de in order to mean after an amount of time, or this is better, an amount of space. Tu trouveras ma boîte aux lettres au bout de la rue. You will find my mailbox at the end of the street. Here again, I just changed this one because I wanted au bout de in both examples. I was thinking about another example. After an hour, au bout de, here, au bout de is at the end of, okay? Un bout is the end of something, the end of a thread, for example. Or stick, the end of a stick. Au bout d'une heure, an hour. And we saw her after an hour arrive dans un chariot tout de feu. Un chariot is a wagon, okay? It's not something that we would use in this meaning anymore. Unless you are in an Amish farm in the middle of the US, for example. This is the chariot idea that we have, okay, even now. If you're talking about a wagon, it's not something that you would see much anymore. You have this idea of a big farm or a small farm, a bit old-fashioned, and you have the wagon with a horse. Okay, this is in your brain. This is what this represents un chariot in French. Okay, and now un chariot. Can I find a better, more? No, not un chiot. Un chiot is a small dog. Chariot. Wagon, yeah. Trolley, cart. A cart or a trolley. Okay, so shopping. The most modern one is trolley or cart. Yeah, for me it's a cart because, no, it's trolley, cart. Yeah, both work. Because I haven't lived enough in the UK to be used to using this word. So it would be up to you to pick the one that you like the most according to your country. According to word reference, in the UK it's trolley and the US is cart, but they never talk about other countries using the English. So un chariot nowadays is a trolley or a cart, okay? Something that you go shopping with or that you come back with from the shops because it's very heavy. We have this at home and this is very useful right now where you can only go shopping once a week. Well, it's not that you have to, it's that we actually do. And un dragon or des dragons or dragons, tout de feu is all of fire. But now we would not say tout de feu, we would say dans un chariot de feu. Okay? In a chariot, wagon of fire or made of fire, all of fire, whatever, but it's covered in fire. And traîné par des dragons means dragged by dragons, okay? Dragged. Traîner is to drag par des dragons, so by dragons. So because you have a wagon, you have dragons, and the wagon is all made of fire, you can imagine what is happening there. I wanted to show you traîner Yeah, because nowadays it would not necessarily be used in this way. We would not say traîné par des dragons, we would say tiré par des dragons. So I'm going to put this, it's a rule of thumb, like traîner equals tirer. Well, not 100%, it's 99.9%, but nowadays we would say tiré par des dragons, not traîné par des dragons. And if you're curious about the language, for le Père Noël, we wouldn't say un chariot, we would say un traîneau. A wagon as well. And do you have a word for that? Okay, it's a sledge. A sledge. So if you are talking about Father Christmas moves around in un traîneau, and he goes and gives children presents, and hopefully adults as well. And this is what he uses, un traîneau. And again, it is like le fuseau that I mentioned before. If I think about traîneau, I will think about Father Christmas. If I think about fuseau, I will think about Sleeping Beauty. So it's really specific vocabulary that is part of the popular culture, and this is what is going to make a difference for your French, is knowing this popular culture around just the words. So what happens next? Oh yeah, let's read the sentence once again together. Are you ready? Breathe in, breathe out. And let's read. La fée partit aussitôt, et on la vit au bout. Here we have liaison. La vit au bout d'une heure, arriver dans un chariot tout de feu traîné par des dragons. Let's read that once again with les liaisons, okay? La fée partit aussitôt et on la vit au bout d'une heure arriver dans un chariot tout de feu traîné par des dragons. So the fairy left immediately and we saw her arrived after 1 hour, 1 hour later, in a wagon made of fire, dragged by dragons. I'm not sure drag is the right word, but you can figure it out because you are much better in English than I am. So where are we going to go? We have 8 minutes left. Let's finish this sentence because it's really cool and I want us to move on to what's going to happen next tomorrow. Le roi lui alla présenter la main à la descente du chariot. Le roi lui alla présenter la main. This is completely old-fashioned French. So if you translate word by word, the king went to present his hand à la descente du chariot. La descente is, descendre is to get off something, to alight or to get out. So you have this idea. So he's helping her get out of it. Or it's not necessarily help her, but it can be politeness to show that he cares and he doesn't want her to fall. But lui alla présenter la main, you can forget about this structure. It's way too complicated. Lui is her. Okay, it's the fairy. Le roi alla présenter la main. So here it could be sa main. Okay, but here because it is very old-fashioned, it will be the hand. À la descente du chariot. Here, descendre, I said, is to get out or off or to alight. I didn't really find out if we should use get out or get off when we're talking about a wagon. I saw that this applies to cars, it applies to trains, it applies to different kinds of vehicles off and out, but it didn't talk about a wagon, so I might assume it's like a car, but I'm not really sure. I was thinking about off because I assume that it's a little bit up in the air, But again, this is not my expertise. I'm here to teach you French, so I don't know that. If you can figure it out in the chat, that would be great to help each other. Elle approuva tout ce qu'il avait fait. She approved everything he had done. Okay, ce qu'il avait fait, what he had done. Approuver is to approve. It is a verb of le premier groupe. Mais comme elle était grandement prévoyante, so here it is useful. Comme is as that we saw before. It can be exactly like or it can be because she was. Elle était grandement, grandement, here is greatly. Greatly, oh, not fitly. Greatly and prévoyant is far-sighted. I have to write this down because I didn't know it. Far-sighted, so she knew, she kind of planned or thought about what was going to happen. But as she was greatly far-sighted, what's wrong here? Sighted. As she was greatly far-sighted, elle pensa, so she thought. This is the verb penser au passé simple, que quand la princesse viendrait à se réveiller, that when the princess would come to wake up, this is exactly the same structure as in English. Viendrait à se réveiller, c'est venir à se réveiller. Okay, venir à. To come to something, to arrive. You have this idea of something happening in the end. Okay? Venir à se réveiller. So, it is to end up waking up or to come to wake up. À se réveiller. Elle serait bien embarrassée. She would be very embarrassed. Toute seule is all alone. Toute seule, all alone. Seule, c'est alone. Seule. No, seule is alone. Toute seule is completely alone. Okay, toute seule is all alone. I'm going to write this in masculine so you have the reference. All alone, which is actually what is written there. Two is all and seul is alone. Dans ce vieux château, in this old castle, voici ce qu'elle fit. So fit is faire au passé simple. This is what she did. And we'll see tomorrow what she did actually. So let's read, I have to put la liaison. Elle approuva tout ce qu'il avait fait, mais comme elle était grandement prévoyante, elle pensa que quand la princesse viendrait à se réveiller, here we have one, elle serait bien embarrassée toute seule dans ce vieux château. Voici ce qu'elle fit. Good. So let's read everything we saw today together. And we start here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Mais elle en fut avertie en un instant par un petit nain qui avait des bottes de 7 lieues. C'étaient des bottes avec lesquelles on faisait 7 lieues d'une seule enjambée. La fée partit aussitôt et on la vit au bout d'une heure arriver dans un chariot tout de feu traîné par des dragons. Le roi lui alla présenter la main à la descente du chariot. Elle approuva tout ce qu'il avait fait, mais comme elle était grandement prévoyante, elle pensa que quand la princesse viendrait à se réveiller, elle serait bien embarrassée toute seule dans ce vieux château. Voici ce qu'elle fit. And we'll see what she does, what she did tomorrow together. So I wish you une bonne journée, une bonne après-midi, maybe une bonne nuit. And I will see you tomorrow at 7:15. It's a joy for me to be here helping you, and just have a light, entertaining time in the day, because having something to fix our brains on is very, very useful. And there's something that we used to do all the time that we struggle with right now. At the moment, for me, it's reading. It's very funny because I can't read novels or books. It just doesn't stick to my mind, so I moved to comic books, which is very entertaining and just keeps my brain completely immersed in marvelous things, because I'm trying to read funny comic books at the moment. I again see you tomorrow. À demain. Do not forget about the changing of the clocks in France tonight. Check out the time. But as usual, if you go to Comme une Française, the channel, the YouTube channel, and you click on videos, you will see how much time you have left until the next one, so you don't miss it. It won't be 2 hours ahead. It will just 1 hour, but never know which side, and it's okay. You can wait until tomorrow. We have all the time in the world at the moment. So stay safe, stay at home, stay healthy. Please say hello to your family if they're interested in French. And again, have a lovely day, evening, or night. I will see you tomorrow. À demain tout le monde. À demain. Salut, salut.